kids. How are we doing? Hope we are keeping safe. I'm so excited to be with you today. Welcome back to class. In our quick test, many of us did excellent well, and I'm so proud of all of us. And I want to encourage us to always be the one to remind mommy and daddy, mommy, daddy, I have not done my online activities today because hard work pays. In today's class, we're going to be talking about HIV and AIDS. Is HIV. HIV is a deadly communicable disease germ that destroys the immune system. HIV is a deadly communicable virus that destroys the immune system. All of us, me and you, have some agents in our body that fight to keep the body healthy. This agent in our body is what we call the immune system. That immune system needs to be in order because his work, his function is to fight to keep the body healthy. When these germs that cause HIV get into the body, it slowly destroys this immune system that is supposed to be protecting, that is supposed to be fighting. When this virus enter into the body, it will not destroy that immune system, because once that immune is destroyed, the person will not be exposed to various infections, to various diseases, and this might make the person to become very weak. And once that immune system is weak, the person might eventually what? Die. The meaning of HIV is human immune deficiency virus. The H is for human, I is for immune deficiency, while the V is for the what? Virus. Then the full meaning of AIDS is acquired immune deficiency syndrome. These are the full meaning of the diseases. Some of the common diseases that become very serious in the body of an HIV infected person include malaria, tuberculosis, catarrhs. These are some of the diseases when the person is already being affected with it. Because the immune system has already been affected, a lot of illness will now start coming up. You now hear the person, only one person is complaining, the person is coughing, the person has tuberculosis, the person is having diarrhea, the person has malaria. Why? Because the immune system that is supposed to be fighting is already what? Weak. Characteristics of the human immune deficiency virus, that is characteristics of what? HIV. One is that things that we need to know, that's what this one is talking about. Things that you know about, that you need to know about this deadly disease, because it's a deadly disease. It's a very deadly and communicable germs. When they say communicable, in our previous class I talked about communicable diseases and non-communicable. That is, it can spread from Mr. A to Mr. B. HIV can affect anybody of any age. You will not say, no, I'm still small, I'm still in primary 1, I'm still in primary 2, so I cannot have it. It's big uncle and daddies that used to have it. No, it does not have age. Why? Because of the way it is being contacted. The virus cannot be seen. You cannot open your eye very well and say, no, mommy, I want to open my eye very well and see if I can really see this disease when it's coming, so that once I see it coming, I will run away from it. You can't see it with your ordinary eyes, except with the use of a microscope. That is what they use to look at tiny substance. Then the fourth one, when HIV is in the body, it destroys the body's strength. That is, it destroys our immune system to fight disease. When HIV is in the body, it develop into a disease. Is that disease that will now grow, and they now call it what? AIDS. They will now say this person has what? AIDS. That is when HIV has entered into that person's body, it will now go to a stage, it will now start growing, and it now grow into a disease. Is that disease that we now call what? AIDS, which has no cure. HIV damages the body and allows other diseases living in the body to become more serious. If the person has cough before, because HIV has already entered, that deadly disease has already entered into the person's body, the cough will now become a very serious one. That is when you hear some persons, they will be taking drugs, it does not what? Go, because the body cells has already been what? Affected. So the next thing we are looking at is, how can HIV get into our body? HIV germs enter the body through the following means. We can get it through this: when you have contact with someone who is infected and also has a wound. The person has an injury in his or her hand or in his or her body, and blood is coming out. That is why when you see somebody's blood, don't touch and don't go close to it. Avoid the contact of blood. Is that blood? Once that person's blood, if the person has HIV now, once that person's blood touches your own body, that is where the contact. That's why if you go to the hospital, no matter how serious your injury is, they will first, the doctors and the nurses will first of all put on glove and start attending to you. So be scared of injury. Any injury you see with someone's body that has a cut, be careful, because through that, if that person is infected, you can also get that illness. Then sharing sharp objects like clipper. That is why it is not good to go to the barbing salon and use somebody's clipper to cut your hair, because you don't know if when they were cutting that person's hair, they mistakenly injured the person, because it's possible they do it, mistakenly injure the person, and the person will not have injury, and blood comes out from that person's hair and enter the clipper. Then you comes to the barbing salon, you use that same clipper to cut your hair. So go with your own, so that to avoid all this infection. Then syringe is the one they use in the hospital. You don't share somebody's own. Most times in the hospital, they don't make that mistake. If they want to attend to a patient, they bring out a new one and use for you. Once they are done with you, they throw it away. That's how they do. They discard the old ones. They use new ones for each person. So even if you go to a places where the person wants to make a mistake, you will be the one to tell them, ma or sir, please, that syringe is not a new one. You have to use a new one on me. You remind them, because you know, let them know you already what aware. Because using sharp object with someone, needle, pin, razor blade, nobody is at home, you go and take razor blade and start cutting and be playing with it with your finger. At the end of the day, you injure yourself with blood. That's why we don't allow razor blade with you in school, because it can easily cut you and your blood will be there. Somebody else will come and use it. That is why it is not good to share sharp object with someone, because you don't know if the person is a what? Infected. Being cut on the gums, that is when you are brushing your brush. You know, some persons, there are some brush that they will be using, the brushes are very hard. As they are using the brush to brush their teeth, they might get a cut, and most times when there is a cut in the teeth, blood comes out, and at the end of the day, the person leaves it on that brush. You will go and be sharing. For Christ's sake, there are some things that you can't share. Don't share. Don't use somebody's toothbrush. Use yours. If you don't have, you went somewhere, you forgot your own, if you can't get a new one, don't use and put the paste in your hand, wash it, use another method than sharing people's toothbrush, because you don't know what that person is suffering for. Then also receiving infected blood through transfusion. You know, some persons when they are sick, they will tell them in the hospital that for you to get well, you need to do blood transfusion. That means they need to put blood into your body. They will screen that blood very well to be sure that that blood is free from disease. Then they will check your own blood group to know if that blood that they want to give you matches yours. So through this means, through receiving cuts, through blood transfusion, through the use of sharp objects, then wounds, these are ways that we can contact HIV. So we have to be very careful. Then by passing the virus from an infected mother to the unborn or newly born child, that is a mother that has the virus, for example, she's pregnant, if she give birth to the baby, if she's not properly taken care of, there's every possibility of she passing the virus to the child. You know that is everything that the mother takes in that she gives to the child. Another means of contacting HIV is by performing sexual activities without protection. Sexual activities is only to be done by husbands and wife, people that are married, because before people become husband and wife, they've gone through a lot of tests to tell them that they are very okay, that they are very fit. So all these are ways we can contract that we can get HIV. So for us to prevent it, we have to be conscious of all these signs that I've talked about. So one of the example of the deadly diseases that does not have cure that we have to be very careful with. See you in our next class. Bye.